Hello, welcome to this next edition of the Minute of Taxes. Today is video number 26, I believe. So the next big thing is here. This is what I think. Okay, so let's give a few seconds to help any other friends and family to join the meeting before we get started. Okay, so we are going to be sharing about very important topic, very important information about the EIDL PPP, okay, and also the 10,000 grants. Oh, sorry. Okay, so what do we need to know right now? What do we need to know? So yes, now if you don't watch this video and you are among the other people who receive, this new email, and you call me, I will more likely send you to watch this video again. Okay, so this is what I want you guys to know. Yeah, this is a very important topic, very important update that I want to share with you guys about all of these programs that you have around. But before that, give us a few seconds to share this, so every person can also attend and maybe ask question. Okay, so it's not going to be a very long video, maybe 10 minutes, and I just want to pass this information around before people keeps calling me or sending me private email to ask about what I'm actually going to share now. So if you watch this later, just watch it completely before you actually ask question about what is already said in this video. Okay, so yes, give me one more second here for the next one. Okay, welcome again to all of you guys. My name is Russell Follas. If you're catching me for the first time, I'm a tax and accounting specialist and a agent specialist in tax and accounting for small businesses. So today live is about giving you the last update that we have about the EIDL, but more importantly to remind you about some new information too. I mean, it might not be new to people who actually follow those information, whatever we get the source from, but for the majority of people, when I see the ask question, I notice that they are not aware of what is actually the new trend or what is actually new on those programs. That's the reason why I think, okay, you know what, instead of responding to a question one by one, let me just put this video together and explain about some new thing that you need to consider if you want to get your fair share from these programs. So yeah, definitely we are talking about the PPP today. We're talking about the EIDL. We're talking about the 10,000 grant advance. Okay, I'm also sharing with, I got interrupted. I'm doing live. Sorry, Miriam. So yes, I'm going to be sharing with you about the next trend. First of all, when it comes to EIDL, the EIDL, I don't know, a few days or maybe weeks ago, I was talking about the new eligibility, right? I was telling you guys that starting April 6th, all the applicants basically will be eligible for 4 times the initial maximum limit. Okay, so the initial maximum limit is now 4 times, and I told you that by April 6th you will receive an email reminding you about that. Of course, not everybody will receive the email at the same time, and yesterday, actually right in the morning, I started receiving those emails from you guys saying, hey Russell, and they send the email, they start calling because they want to know what's going on, if it's real. So I end up talking to 1 or 2 or 3 or maybe 5 people about that to say, yes, this is what I was talking about. It's not a scam. The SBA is actually telling you that you are now eligible for 24 months of working capital, which is equivalent to 4 times what you are initially eligible. You were initially eligible for 6 months of working capital. Working capital means that you show me your gross income we choose 6 months of it. 6 months is also 50% of 12 months. 12 months is 1 year. Your 6 months of working capital is basically 50% of 12 months, which is basically 50% of your gross income for the year. So your maximum eligibility was initially 50% of your gross, the gross that you claim, that I suppose you can back up with your tax document. This is the first thing. A lot of people are losing taxes, losing the loan, because they are pulling information that is inconsistent with what is in the taxes. And that's the reason why I said go through these things before you file your taxes. And if you file your taxes, know how to read the information before applying for this loan. Otherwise, you're going to screw yourself. I have at least 10 people who screw themselves, because some people actually go there and put anything in the application and now go to the different way and file their taxes the way they want to file. And now when they match everything together, it doesn't match. Some people actually file their taxes already and they go out there and put whatever they want to put in the application, regardless to what is in the taxes. Okay, I told you now, you guys can do all of these things by yourself, but hire a CPA, Google, hire a specialist on PPP, or keep calling the SBA to know how this works. Hire a CPA to help you understand what is in your taxes. Then take your time to go through it yourself. That way you maximize your chances. Do not say, okay, I heard somebody saying when you apply, you just put this and then you get more money. That is just a pure scam, and you put yourself in trouble, because eventually the SBA, the EIDL, the SBA, the IRS will actually recognize that you put in all information in the application just to get the money. Okay, so what I was saying is that now you have 4 times, which is 4 times the initial eligibility. That is what they call, that is actually what they call 24 months for the people who receive the email. I'm helping you to understand what you receive, okay, so that you don't call me for the same thing. Call me for any detail that I'm not going to explain in this video, especially when it comes to this EIDL new eligibility. Okay, the new maximum eligibility was capped to $150,000. That was what was capped before. Now it's capped at $500,000. Guess what? It means that up to $500,000 you can get a loan without secure the loan by no real estate at all. That means it doesn't matter if you have so many houses. If you are taking this loan, which is up to $500,000, it was that if you get up to $150,000, you can get it without pledging, your real estate as a collateral. Now it's moving to $500,000. That means you can get the loan basically without losing almost anything, without risking anything. The only thing you are risking is the fact that you might not be able to pay the loan. If you don't have no project, you're just taking the money to, you don't even know what you want to do with the money, but you're still taking them. So if you are somebody who's planning to do big things, that's what I'm saying. The next big thing is right now, because it's effective. We were saying that when I share with you, sometimes the SBA can change their mind. Everything that I was saying becomes like useless, because I say something that they said, now they say something different. So now it's official. Yesterday, you may be around the people who received those emails informing them that the new eligibility is up to 24-month period. I'm explaining to you guys that the 24-month period of working capital basically means that half of your initial eligibility, half of your gross income, that was your initial eligibility, is now timed by 4. That's what they say, 24-month period. Okay, so now that you know, again, if you were eligible for $50,000, it means that your new eligibility is what? 50,000 times 4, that is 200,000. You don't have to pledge nothing. You don't have to lose anything of real property that you have. By the way, you don't even have to check your credit, because I believe that they check your credit already. The people I believe they're checking the credit is maybe the people who have a very bad credit. They actually refuse, deny them because of the credit. Now they want to see that there's an improvement on their credit, and they want them to just explain why is that the credit was actually bad. So this loan is like this for everybody. The reason I say so almost everybody is because even though your credit is bad, they ask you to just justify the reason why your credit is bad, because they know that since March, a lot of people have been having a drop in their credit score. So the credit score is no longer like a #1 priority to approve you for those loans, even though I work on helping people with credit. But I'm telling you that even though you have a bad credit, it will not prevent you from receiving these loans. Okay? So this is the EIDL. The other thing you need to know on this is what? Is that they are actually pushing the date you're supposed to start making the payment. The people start receiving the EIDL when? Back in 2020. So the government is saying that if you receive the EIDL in 2020, you have now 24 months. That means it will not be due until 2024. That is like 12 months. It's like I gave you the money in 2020. Now you have 24 months before you start making the payment. Basically, it means that you can receive the money. What you do with the money, only the interest can actually pay off the whole money, the whole loan that you receive. This is basically what it means. Okay? For the people who are receiving this money now, 2021, they are giving them 18 months. It was 12 months before you start making the first payment. Now you have 18 months before you can start making the payment of the first payment. Okay, so I mean, to me, it's a big thing, because we know everybody in the US, you are applying for a credit card, apply for loan of credit, apply for this. If your situation can actually make you be a business owner, why don't you then take the opportunity to actually be a real business owner by receiving this grant that you will not receive nowhere otherwise? Okay, I don't want to hear much about the low interest rate, which is 3.75. So what else do you have to know? You have to know that the application here is not going to be a new EIDL from the SBA application. No, it's just going to be a new request for increase, just the way we have been doing with our customer who received the money last time or the first time and now are applying for the reconsideration. Just that the email to send the reconsideration to or the increase to is different from what you have been sending, and the people who receive that email know, right? They know that there's a different email you have to send to, and there are some instructions that we need to follow when you are applying for this new loan increase. One of them is that, of course, always we're going to put the application on the subject line. Always when you are addressing the SBA, always put the application number on the subject line. The other thing is that be sure to identify yourself, your business, your initial loan, and your address, all the information about you and your business in the body. But the most important thing is actually show them that you are in the need, because they are assuming that people are in the need. But if in the body of your request you don't show them why you actually need those money, it's possible that they won't give it to you. So that is what I have been doing, or my team has been doing with the people, to help them requesting. You don't just say, okay, give me more money. You are eligible for it. They didn't say they approve you for it. You are eligible. That means you can claim it. Now, how do you claim it? You need to be a little smart, because don't say, okay, give me my money. It's not your money. It's a loan. It's still a loan, right? And it's still a loan to help business owner who initially, presumably, are struggling because of the COVID. I'm just helping you how you can actually come up with something to convince them that, oh, I was eligible for $50,000. Now I need $200,000. Of course, you need to convince them. So this is what you guys need to know, okay? And the last thing that you need to know about the EIDL, this new eligibility of the EIDL, the last thing you need to know is that do not go there, do not put pressure on them. Do not send so many applications. Do not send a document and see the same document. By the way, they say that you should not actually even sending them no document at all. Because guess what? They have all your document, right? They have all your document. Do not send them an application and wait for, if you wait, you don't receive, they say that it will be processed in the order it was received. That means if you send your application, you don't know your order. Some people are calling me, they send me the information today, they want the answer in the morning. You don't know the order, your order in the queue. So you need to consider that. And those orders are million, I mean 100,000. So consider that once you submit the application, most of the time you should receive an automated response. But give time before you actually start sending other emails about the same application. So yes, this is what I was calling the next big thing, because it's effective. I was saying I was sharing information, but myself was not sure if it's going to be real. And they said that we email people about that. I'm not sure they're going to email every single person, but if you apply, then you are eligible logically, even though you were not approved yet. It means when they are approving you, they will now consider the new rules. This is just a new rules, just the way we have the new rules on the PPP. This is just the new rules on the EIDL. So if you applied and you haven't received your money yet, now you are eligible, even though you haven't been approved or funded yet. You are eligible for 4 times more than 4 times what you were initially supposed to be eligible for. What you do is to wait. Once you receive the money, if the money you receive is not up to 4 times the initial eligibility, the simple calculation will be the 2 times your gross income. 2 times your gross that you claim. If you claim $75,000 in your application, the simple calculation is that you should be eligible for $150,000. That means if you are not eligible for that amount, you will be eligible or allowed to actually go there and request for more until you reach that new maximum eligibility. In a simple way to see is that if you are, for example, your income, you are a business owner, you have $250,000 as a gross, you have a grocery store, you have a restaurant, your income, the income that you claim in your application was $250,000. That means your initial eligibility was $125,000. That was your initial eligibility, because that's a 50% of $250,000. Now, guess what? Now you're eligible for that $125,000 times 4, which is $5,000 that you can receive without having to claim your house or your restaurant. If you own the restaurant, you own the property, without having to, to risk that, because every time you pledge something as a collateral, you are risking it without even risking that. So this is what I was calling again the next big thing. And you guys need to just be patient and persistent in the process, because it's not only you, it's millions of other business and self-employed who are trying to get this money. Okay, I think I said almost everything I was supposed to say about the EIDL. And the next thing I want to say about the EIDL is that whenever you complete an action with the EIDL, with the SBA, give them 1 week or 10 days. If you don't have an email, call them now. This is the time to call them. Do not call one person. Call at least 1 or 2 or 3 different, agents over there to see what is matching, because sometimes you receive conflicting information. So get 3 people, 3 different agents from there to see actually where you stand. Do not call them to say that's okay, you have to send this. You just go and send that. Or you call somebody and say it's okay. You just say it's okay. She says okay, call again. If the second person tells you it's okay, then you know it's okay. If the second person tells you, oh, we need that, oh, you have to call the third person. Call the third time. It doesn't cost you nothing. I'm just telling you some tip. Call the third person to say, hey, I submitted all the requirement information. I want to know the status of my EID application. Is there anything else I need to submit? The third person will actually tell you, oh, yes, I think everything is just under process, under review and processing. We are still waiting for the IRS to send us the copy of 2019 taxes. That will be the common answer you will receive. Yeah, you are in a good track. But if you call 3 persons, they say, okay, you need to send this document, just get ready to send those documentation. That's the best advice I can give you. Okay? So now I need to share a little bit about the PPP though. So the PPP, what happened? Then there's a next big thing about the PPP also is what? Is that the PPP that we're doing right now, the people were only allowed, to apply just now, or to apply for the second time if they apply, last year when the program initially started, right? So if you are applying today, it was your first time, then it was that you just need to apply, and that's it, because you have lost the first time because you are not aware of the thing. Now, is that, yes, you are applying now in 2021. You can apply for the second time once you receive the first money, even though you are applying now for the first time. Okay? Those are the rules changing. So if you apply for the first time, now you can actually, once you receive the money, you will be eligible to apply for the next time still now. So what you need to do is what? Just follow up. Because when you screw yourself, let's say you are applying now for the first time, and you go down, you screw yourself for the first time. That means you are screwing yourself for the 2 times you were supposed to be eligible for. That's the reason why I will ask you to go there and educate yourself about how it works, how to maximize the chances of receiving an eligible legal amount. Because when you get in trouble with the PPP, if it's your first time, you are losing the chance of receiving even the second time. And if you are in the process of receiving the first time and it's taking longer, of course, it's because, first of all, those lending companies are overwhelmed. I can tell you, my business, my company, my team is overwhelmed. What about those, $1 million company, right? So you need to be patient, maybe try to get a follow-up. Do not give up. Do not change your mind. That's the best thing. That's the mindset of a winner. Do not change your mind. It's just a matter of time before you get to what you're supposed to get. Until I can tell you that, okay, I think you cannot receive nothing. So there's no way to keep doing what you're doing. Just give up, because there's nothing you can receive even more at this time. But if I keep telling you, or my team keep telling you, okay, send this information, just send them. Because what we have done, as I said the last time, is that now we are trying to see any other lenders who are actually trying to move faster than other lenders, and we try to move, along with them also. We are maximizing the chance of you receiving your eligible, you receiving your money faster. Once you receive the first time, than any other application, you can make the other application actually being a second application. Like I just said, you are now eligible to receive 2 loans, 2 PPP, 2 grants, 2 loans, but 2 forgivable loans, which is to me a grant. If you receive a loan and you can make it a grant, then it's a grant, because fulfill the requirement is just what you're supposed to do. Because remember, you are not taking this money to go and put in the saving account. You're using this money because you need to, continue with your business. You need to spend it, you need to use it for your operation, for your bill, for your PPP, personal protective equipment. You need to use it in your business. Basically, you need to use it to fix your car, to do whatever it is. That means that you will have still made those expenses even though you didn't receive this money. So that's the only way you take the money, and it's not forgivable. If you take the money and just save it, or you just use it on the luxury expenses. If you take it, you buy a luxury car, you take the money, you buy the new iPhone, if it's not really related to your business, something like that. Yeah, but overall, the money is given to you to use on the operation, daily activity of your business. Whether you're an Uber driver or really business owner, it applies to you. So yes, I don't know if I have a question here. Let me check here if there's a question. The only thing I want to let you guys know that maybe the best is still yet to come. But I think this is the big thing right here for you guys to know that you are in the process for your EIDL application. Once the first one goes through, the second one is just a duplication. Like you just duplicate what went through first time. Remember, the people who see the initial PPP, this time we just hit the button. They have all the information in the system. We just went there and hit the button to replay. They send the money again. We start changing the game when they change the rules. And we change those games, we change the way of processing it, because they change the rule. And we have to do that to make you be eligible for sometimes 10 times more than what you're actually eligible for, because it used to be that you use the net income. Some people have negative net income, but nobody can have negative gross sales, right? So that's the reason why we were actually working on making the process longer, because first of all, the IRS was actually reviewing, or actually, let's call it resetting the loan, the approval system. That's the reason why with so many lenders, it was taking time to actually start approving the loan. But now it's working. It's just a matter of you being in the queue. Okay, you can call together and follow up, but you do not get discouraged. That's the best advice I want to tell you. And do not follow what people will be telling you in the street, unless it's a professional. If you have a CPA, your CPA help you, yes, get the advice from your CPA. Get the advice from your trusted accountant who is following all the news about the CPA. But do not follow the advice from your coworker, from your classmate. Do not. Because when you get school, you will call a professional now to say, hey, this is what happened here. I did it, now they're asking me for that. I did it, I was approved, now they're changing. Why is it that? And I will send you to come and watch this video right here. Okay? So, I don't see no more question. And I didn't actually anticipate that this will be this long. But I thought it was worth it to share this piece of information on my next minute of taxes. If you are also followers, if you are new here, and you watch this on YouTube as a replay, if you still want to receive this, and you found that information valuable to you, subscribe to the channel and share with the people who think it may also help, because it's about sharing. I could have saved this information for me, for myself, and my close customer, right? But I'm sharing with you because you guys are business owners. We have to help each other, okay? So until then, see you tomorrow for the next numero of the Minute of Taxes. Ciao.